Hi, I'm Kristen with Wildflowers and Fresh Food, and recently my friend Mariah sent in a video question asking for more plant-based recipes.
Hey Kristen, thank you for sharing all of your meals on your Facebook and website. This year I would love to see some more vegetarian recipes that I can follow along with. I love whenever you incorporate the different textures and the colors of fruits and vegetables. It's really inspired me to spice things up whenever I'm cooking at home. And thank you for bringing awareness to the importance of eating clean and healthy.
So I thought what we would do is make the sweet potato and black bean enchiladas. They're super tasty, and they're one that you can add in your own chicken or beef. Lots of people will add in mushrooms, and so we're going to make my vegetarian version, which is the sweet potato and black bean. And I just start very simply with some garlic. Pretty much everything at my house starts with garlic. Love that flavor. And I just crush it with a knife and then get all these little papers off, and then I just run my knife right through. And I'm going to start the pan with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to put that garlic in, and I'm going to put in some red onion. I always love color, so I'm always going to choose something colorful. All right, so into the pan that goes. And so I'm also going to put in a jalapeno. If you like it less spicy, you can totally leave the jalapeno out. You can take the little seeds in the center, you can take those out because that's spicy, or you can just go for it and put it all in. And I'm gonna put that in with our onion and our garlic to get it started. And the house is already gonna smell good because we've got onion and garlic and jalapeno, which is, of course, yum. Okay, so I've already peeled and chopped up my sweet potato. You can really do it however you want. I start with a whole sweet potato. I peeled it. I chopped it up into little bite-sized pieces. You can go smaller. I tend to usually go kind of chunky. It doesn't really matter. Of course, if you want to rush dinner along, get it going to the table quicker, you can cut these up smaller and they're going to cook more quickly. You can add in your spices whenever you want. And so I tend to put in spices early because I think when they hit the pan in that olive oil, they sort of, especially our dried spices, we're going to be using cumin and chili powder today. I think they kind of perk up and come to life. So might as well do that while we're waiting. So here's a little bit of chili powder and some nice cumin. Cumin's one of my favorite spices. It's gonna give a nice strong smell. So now we've got flavor all over those onions and garlic too. All right, and at this point we can go ahead and add in the sweet potatoes. I've got a little can of rotel, which is crushed tomatoes with chili, or diced tomatoes with chili, so that goes in. Always like a sizzle sound. And a can of black beans. So now we've got it looking really pretty. And I'm going to put in some fresh cilantro. And I'm gonna save some cilantro for serving too, because fresh cilantro tastes great. You can also buy dried cilantro. That would be fine to use, as with your dried herbs. Okay, pop those in. So I'm going to stir that in, and I'm just gonna give it a little bit of water so that everything's moistened up. And what we wanna do at this point is kind of walk away for about 10 minutes and let these sweet potatoes cook, because everything else is soft, but the sweet potatoes are still raw and uncooked. So we need those to catch up to everything else. Everything else can take the heating and it won't get too mushy or anything. So I'm just gonna put a cover over that, and I'm gonna let that simmer, which is like a medium low, for about 10 minutes. Okay, so our sweet potatoes have cooked down with the tomatoes and black beans. So yummy. You could have added chicken, of course. You can add any kind of protein that you like. Mine today is the black beans. And then I found any kind of tortilla is going to be just fine. I found a spinach kale wrap, which is especially fun for me. I like it because it has extra protein there. And I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese into my filling. I'm going to stir it in a little bit. You don't have to add the cheese. So if you're someone that doesn't do dairy, you can leave that part out. And then I'm just going to start filling. Put a couple tablespoons here in the middle. I'm going to wrap it, and I'm going to put it seam side down. And I'm just going to keep doing that with all the filling. You can make these ahead and freeze them. That's a really nice thing. And if you have meat eaters in your family, you can do a pan of half and half, you know, so that's always a fun thing too. You don't have to make the whole thing vegetarian. Roll that up, get it into our pan. And then I've just got some purchased enchilada sauce. If you want to make your own, go for it. You're also going to see that they have a green enchilada sauce in the store. Totally fine. That's a good one to use too. Just going to put that on. Spread it around, and then a little bit more cheese on top, and I'm going to bake that. And everything in here is cooked, so really you're just cooking it long enough to heat it through. I generally do it for 20 minutes or so at 350, but I'm just going to let that all cook and combine. Okay, so here are those enchiladas coming out of the oven. Again, it's our sweet potato and black bean enchilada. Mariah, these are for you. These are vegetarian, they are plant-based. Again, you can leave the cheese off if you'd like. I'm going to top them with some sour cream that I've flavored with some lime and some cilantro, and I also have some spicy shallots here. Both of those are available on my website. Anyway, these are our sweet potato and black bean enchiladas. Thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook, and I have the website Wildflowers of Fresh Food.